A very happy morning, children. Today in this video we are going to discuss about sources of finance. We already know that a business organization can raise funds through various sources. For example, when we are talking about a joint stock company, it is having ample of scope of raising fund from the market. For example, they can issue shares which can be subscribed by the general public, which is subscribed by the general public actually. They can issue debentures, they can issue equity shares, preference shares, they can take loan from the market, they can take loan from the banks, as well as they can invite the public to deposit their money in their business. So there are ample of scope. So here we are going to deal with one of the question where the condition has been given, and by reading out the question we have to identify that which source of finance is best suitable in this case. So for that, let us read out the question and try to identify about which source of finance they are talking about. Let's see. Anshuman has been successfully running a consultancy firm. That means this is a firm. This is not a company. This is one of the things which we have to keep in mind, because a company is having various sources of raising fund. But when we are talking about a firm, the sources are limited this time. That means they cannot issue shares or debentures. That means they cannot approach to general public. They cannot issue shares, they cannot issue debentures, they cannot tell the public to invest money or deposit the money in their company. So the resources are now limited. So firm for past 5 years, that means consultancy firm is running from past 5 years. Next, his company has been popular and enjoy good reputation. So the we are talking actually about the firm. The firm is really a reputable firm who's known is very much familiar to the public. Now, it has sufficient reserve of profit accumulated from last 5 years. That means the firm has earned a good profit and they had accumulated the profit. They have somehow saved the profit from last 5 years. That means they are having a good reserve which can be utilized in the future. 5 years. He plans now to start a branch in Mumbai. So this time the idea is of expansion. They want to expand the business. They want to expand this consultancy firm, and they want to open a new branch in Mumbai. So growth prospect is there. For expanding business, he doesn't want any additional liability. So any extra burden is not at all wanted by Anshuman. He don't want any extra burden. Now, when the burden will be created? If we raise fund from the market. For example, if we are taking loan, that means we have to pay interest on that loan. So whenever we are approaching to any type of institution, we have to be ready for paying the additional charges which is related with the fund. So this time Anshuman don't want that. Now, suggest the suitable source of finance to Anshuman for expansion. Now you can see here one very important information they have told. What it has been told that it has sufficient reserve of profit. So what is this sufficient reserve of profit? What is the familiar word? Just try to recall it, because we have already discussed about various sources of finance. So shares, debentures, public deposit, trade credit, factoring, and one of the most important, that is retained earning. Exactly. And we have already discussed that retained earning is nothing else but a part of profit which has been retained by the firm or retained by the company. And here the same thing is done by Anshuman. It has earned a good amount of profit in previous 5 years and it has accumulated that money. And obviously that money can be utilized for the expansion or for the growth purpose. So here the best source of finance is retained earning. Okay, so this is retained earning. Now, when we are talking about retained earning, for this we do not have to pay any type of interest to any other person or the bank, because this is the money which has been kept in reserve by Anshuman only. He don't have to, actually he doesn't have to pay any type of extra cost to anyone else. This is not at all creating any type of liability. So this is one of the best way for which best way or best source of raising fund. So actually the fund is in the firm only, it is not going to the market. So this is one of the thing. And when we are talking about the merits or demerits, what you can see here, the money is in the firm only, so it is a permanent source. There is no burden that we have to return the money. Then there is no extra cost we have to pay. We don't have to pay any type of interest or any other charges which is related with this particular source of finance. So as well as one more thing is there is a complete freedom. That means they can decide, the owner of the firm can decide that how they are going to utilize the firm. So there are so many advantages which are related with such type of source. So according to this situation, according to this particular condition, retained earning is the best source of finance which Anshuman can choose. Okay, so this is the question, and through detailed discussion of this particular question, we came to know about the appropriate source of finance. Now, I hope the question is very clear to you and the answer also. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.